Campfire cooking. I've come along to my nearest stream and I'm going to set up the fire bowl and make two of my favourite easy things to do over the fire. Bread twists and bush donuts. They're simple and easy and very tasty and fun to make with the family. I'm going to prepare the ground to make sure I don't burn the grass when I put the fire bowl up. We're going to have a hot fire here for an hour and I know I'll scorch the ground and I want to leave no trace. So I'm taking only photos and memories and not leaving any evidence. Let's see after the fire if the grass and the ground still looks green. Let's do a test. Grass protected, let's get on and make a fire. I've brought some of my old favourites, some cotton wool balls. Those of you that have been out on some of my adventures will notice I love to unroll the cotton wool ball, tease it apart, and place it down ready to use a flint and steel. Those of you fire enthusiasts out there, what else can you use instead of cotton wool? What a great thing to research during lockdown, everyone. Who can tell why I've got some bright tape on one of my flint and steels? And that's so if I put it down quickly, I'll be able to see it a little bit more easily in the grass. What's your best colour for bright tape for not losing something in the grass? Before I light the fire, I need to have all my wood ready. So everyone, where are you setting your fires? How are you having them? And how are you protecting the ground underneath? I'd always like to think that you're thinking about what evidence will I leave behind, and I hope it's always no evidence. Don't leave any trace. Today I've thought about if I were to burn myself, I've got a pool of water and a stream really close to me so I can cool my skin off if I get a burn. So if you're making fires or you're making your bush donuts and your bread twists at home, have a bucket of water ready to plunge a hand into if anyone gets a spark or touches a hot stick. Plan making your fire. We've got the tinder. I've got some silver birch bark that I've saved up over the year, being sure not to strip any one tree of all of its bark, but just take a little bit from the occasional tree if it's okay to do so. Check whose tree it is first. And then after that I've got my tiny weeny sticks, and then smaller sticks and bigger sticks, and here we go. So I'm holding the silver birch bark close to the flames, and I'm hoping to set it on fire. That's worked really well. What shape fire do you like to make? How big's it going to be? What's the purpose of your fire? If it's to practice your fire lighting skills, make a small one. Be really pleased with flames and be content. Today we're cooking breadsticks. We need a big fire to burn down into lots of red and white glowing coals. So we need to build this up. Whilst we wait for this to burn down, let's prepare the food. We don't want to burn the grass. Do you want to carry on scooping water on?
I think it's better wet. I put it in the bucket.
To make breadsticks, we're going to add some self-raising flour with some water and stir it up. You can also make it with milk. You can sprinkle some sugar in and a little pinch of salt. Look up some, that's all right, look up some recipes, everybody. Get researching. So girls, we need a stick for stirring. So we tip this slot into here and just dribble some water in, and we're going to mix up self-raising flour and water. If it's too runny, add some more flour.
Yeah,
If it's
sorry.
too sticky,
That's
what-
more water.
exactly, add some more liquid. Well done. I tell you what, girls, should we do one at a time and
Yes,
go
please.
10 seconds each? Ready? Go, Emily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. Okay, Emily's turn. Do we need any more flour in there? Is it sticky yet or is it still runny?
I think it could get a teeny bit more.
Okay, let's get
Teeny
some
bit
more
more
flour
flour.
in there.
That's no. That's a no.
Okay.
This might be too sticky.
Sticky's good. So the consistency now is gloopy sticky. And put it on your fingers in a minute. Grab a ball of it the size of an egg or a golf ball, something like that. And then roll it into a sausage and then twist it round a stick. So choose what sticks you're going to use to wrap the bread dough around. You need to make sure the wood isn't poisonous. So there's a bit more to research there. This is a hazel pole. What animals like hazel trees?
Squirrels.
Squirrels, because they produce nuts. Hazelnut spread comes from hazel trees, everyone. So we know this is a safe piece of wood, and we've chopped it down, and I've just given it a rub with my hands. This is now ready. It's reasonably fresh piece of wood, so it's not going to set alight very quickly. Okay, I'll help roll Lucy's sleeves up. Well done. That's good. Perfect. And
Ew, this is amazing, this stuff.
put your hands together and try and make a sausage out of the dough. So folks, in the great outdoors, you can have fun with this. Food is supposed to be fun. And
Oh, look at my hand.
see if you can roll it into a ball. Keep rolling it, keep rubbing it into a ball, and then come back for a sprinkle of it sticky. So this is our first time making breadsticks using self-raising flour and water. Usually we use milk. So this is an experiment to see.
Today's day we are
what
not
it's like.
using milk.
No, that's right, water.
Is that better?
It's still sticky. You need to try and get more flour and make it into a ball. If it's sticking to your fingers like that, get some more flour in it. When we came down
I've
here,
seen someone going up there.
we disturbed some male pheasants, which were bright in colour, and 3 great big rabbits. But they've just danced away from us, letting us to come in and do some cooking for the afternoon. Then let's get 1 pole each. And now for another fun bit, we need to roll our ball, which now isn't sticking because there's just the right mix of flour and milk or water to bind it. We need to roll it into a sausage and get your pole. Choose which end you're going to wipe it onto. Some of you might be allowed to use a knife to strip your piece of wood. I'm just going to leave it fairly natural because it's fine. So, well done. Girls, if you roll it in your hands, and then, can you hold your stick? How can you hold your stick? I've tucked it under my arm, and I'm going to pinch some dough onto it and start stretching the dough all around my stick. And I'm hoping to pull the dough nice and slowly so it stretches and then sticks. But I'm not worried. I'm hoping it'll just stay on somehow. Yeah, you could make a very pretty twist, or you could just make a full roll, a full wrap of dough. And then when you cook it, maybe you could take the whole lot off like a tube. Well done, it's looking good. Now Emily, any chance you could, if you do a restart, can you make it more thin? So as we start to stick it on, start over here, watch this. Well then, start to stick it on. Brilliant, and watch this. We're going to wrap it around and make it thinner. So keep stretching it round. Keep stretching it round, and we're just trying to make the bread dough a little bit thinner. Try not to pull it too fast because you'll snap it.
That's as big as mine. Ooh, mine's good.
Brilliant. If the dough's really thick, will it cook faster or slower?
Slower.
Thick dough. Slower, you're right. So the thicker it is, the slower it will cook. And you might be looking at 20 to 30 minutes cooking time. Some of us might like a quicker cook, something like 15 minutes or quarter of an hour. So if you cook it if you wrap it quite thinly, it'll cook faster.
Hey, I'm going to go and check the breadsticks.
Oh, thanks for coming to check, girls. I was just doing the same myself. So our fire got a little bit low and we've added sticks and we've got a great big flaming roaring fire. And it's hot, isn't it, girls? It's really hot, so we're going to have to stand back a bit. What can that do to our dough? The flames.
Toast it.
Yeah, the flames could toast our bread a bit too fast and we'll get burnt outside and raw inside. So let's keep watching closely, and shall we watch the colour of the dough?
I think it should go that way because I don't want mine to be burnt toast.
Brilliant.
That's toasty.
It's getting there. Do you want to touch it and feel it?
Fine.
Try and stick your finger into it. How does it feel? Is it squidgy or...
Oh, I got in!
That means it's squidgy. It's not cooked yet.
No.
So we did the squish test. If it's squishy and doughy, like Play-Doh or plasticine or bread dough, then it isn't cooked yet.
I didn't need water this time.
Good job. How are they now? Let's get it over more heat now, I think we can. Well done. The best thing to cook on is charcoal. Lumpwood charcoal.
Then why did we put it? And why did we make it into flames?
Well, we didn't have any charcoal today, so we've just used branches and sticks. And they don't burn for as long. So we're having a bit of a tough time and we're trying to work out how to cook near flames. Wow! Put your hand near it.
Oh wow,
Isn't that amazing?
hot.
You feel the heat.
No? I
Oh,
can.
I can.
Yours
Yeah.
is good.
If you can make, you know when you're whistling and you make a small hole for a long time, that's what you want. Brilliant. Nicely done, girls. Good job. After you've cooked your bread, it should peel off nice and crisp. Sometimes you might be able to twist the whole thing off.
How do
In a
you
wanna.
do that?
Look at that and have a smell. Smells good. See if you can grip it and twist it and take it off.
I
It's
can't
working.
not.
Here we
It
go.
smells nice. That's all happens to mine.
Ah, it's really hot still.
I can see you in the air. Hey everyone, what are you doing?
Hello.
Hey God, who's watching? So I have a telescope here.
Very nice. Brilliant. Now, girls, we get to choose spreads. I might just tear a little bit off and try some butter on one to test it out.
I think I'm going to have apricot jam.
We've put the fire out. The fire bowl is cooling, so we can fold it up in a moment. And now we're going to take away our dead wood and check that we haven't damaged the ground underneath it.
I hope we haven't. Fine.
Give it a rough up. Great. Still looks nice and green. Really happy with that. Well done, girl.